Hello, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and this is episode 59 in my Automate Everything Minecraft series. In today's episode, I'm hoping to finish off my automatic tree farm over here and make it into the complete beast that I know it can be. So for the time being, I've actually shut off all of my forming stations, and that's because I'm getting a little bit of, I'm having some issues on the client side to where I think something in the visuals is actually crashing my instance. So I've shut that off for now, but let's actually go to what I have over the last 2 days. The system has been running for 2 days, and it's been doing a really good job, as we can see right here. I've acquired something like 20 million mundane large wood logs and almost 14 million saplings. So it's done a really good job over the last 48 hours or so. And what I hope to do next is parlay these logs into charcoal. But first, I want to set up a system to make fertilizer. Fertilizer, and there are different types of fertilizer, but fertilizer from the mod forestry is what I'm going to be aiming towards. It's pretty easy to make. You need some apatite and some sand, and that's not actually the recipe. This is the recipe I'm going to be using. So I need to get apatite ore over here in some way, and I need to get sand. Sand is going to be really easy, to be honest, because it's just really easy to make sand. We can do that with, I believe, a pulverizer and, yes, cobblestone. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to take a pulverizer. So let's actually get a pulverizer. And I think one should be sufficient. I also want to get a cobblestone generator, if I can spell cobblestone, that is. And I have this that will do nicely. I might need some flux duct or some vibrant. Oh, no. I need some energy conduit, and I apparently forget what it's called. Energy conduit. And yeah, for right now, that'll be fine. So how I can get over here is there's an elevator right here. I go down. This elevator will take me up into my building, and my building right here is made out of honey blocks and glass. Now, I would not recommend building with honey blocks. They are super easy to destroy with anything, and so that's kind of an issue. I've accidentally broken them plenty as I build it. So anyways, let's get started. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the fertilizer farm, or the fertilizer building mechanism, upstairs. So let's start off in a corner. Let's put that down. I think what I'm going to do is under here I'll run energy conduit. Let's put down the pulverizer. Let's see, what upgrades does this thing have in? It has speed upgrades, so that's good. I won't need those. We need our secondary output to go to the top and our primary output to go to the left. And that's because this thing will make cobblestone, or not cobblestone, gravel rather. And we need a place for that to go. So we can just grab a black hole unit here. And I do not have one for gravel yet, so we can just go ahead and stick that right here. And our gravel should come right into this black hole unit. Now, the rest of this sand will actually need to go to a crafter. So let's grab a crafter. What we need to do is we need to put sand up top. Let's hit remember right now. And then I'm actually just going to grab some apatite just to set this up real fast. And once again, I'll hit remember on that. And then our recipe will be just this right here. And then it will make it once it gets some power. Obviously, it doesn't have power yet. Okay, so next I'm going to need another pulverizer. Totally forgot about the second pulverizer here. Let's go ahead and use this one actually. And so I need 2 more upgrades to get that to resonant. So I need the signalum upgrade and then the resonant upgrade. Usually I use conversion kits because it's just easier. But for right now, this will work. I kind of want to get this out of the inventory. Out of the applied energistics inventory, that is. So let's see if those upgrade kits are done yet. They are not. Okay, so we're waiting on some signalum and some lumium. That's odd that it's taken so long. Okay, so that finished up real fast. This will go right here, and then we just hit it like that, and then pop in those. How I need this set up is input from the left, output to the right, and let me make sure that I'm not going to get any secondary any secondary outputs from this thing, because we do not want that. Okay, pulverizer, it will give sulfur, so we need to deal with the sulfur. So this actually needs to be the primary output, and then on the top needs to be the secondary output, with once again another black hole unit up top. That is a black hole controller. Okay, so now we need to get our apatite ore into over here, and I think what I'm going to do is get some ender chests. And so what color should I use? I think I'm going to go with green, green, green. Okay, so let's see here. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to input from the bottom. And okay, so these should be connected. Let's test this out. Good. If you've never played with ender chests, they're really, really nice because they can share inventories, 2 different chests, or even more. Okay, so now I need some item conduit. And I shouldn't need this to be sped up, to be honest. Okay, so this will need to be extract. And let's actually set it to black channel. And this will need to be insert on black. And I went the wrong way. If you right click, it goes the opposite way. Okay, so that's insert. That should be good. Let's grab some apatite here real fast. Apatite ore, that is. Throw it in this chest. And it should start to go into the pulverizer. Obviously, I was going to say it will not run yet because it doesn't have power, but apparently it had some power in its inventory. But anyways, yeah, so this should net me some apatite, or some fertilizer rather. And then I will need to do something with this fertilizer to get it over to the farming stations over there. So what I need to do real fast is I need to actually go down, and then up, and then I need to see what channel these things are input on. They are insert on brown. Okay, so I need to have this little system extract on brown. Okay, extract on brown, always active. I might need some speed upgrades, I'm not sure. So might as well just play it safe and throw some speed upgrades in here. And then I need to hook up power and items up to the system. So what I'm going to do is, let's say right here, and this capacitor is actually the same capacitor that is appears through the wall on the other side. It is the same capacitor that powers the farming stations. Okay, so I'm gonna have to get a little bit funny with the item duct there, but the energy conduit here should be pretty easy. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this to be output right here, and then can connect these up here. So actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of all these because I really don't want this to be, you know what I can do? I can do something like this. I just don't want these connected here. I want all of the power from the RTGs to go directly into the capacitor there. Okay, so that should be good. And while we're here, we might as well make this look, well, not quite yet, actually. Okay, so I think if I bust in through here, I can do something like a pattern. And I should be able to hook up right here. Okay, cool. I might need more actually, I won't need more facades because I can just run this underneath. Okay, almost there. Okay, so this item conduit's not going to be as difficult as I kind of thought it might be. I actually need it down one more. Bad conduit. I'm gonna blame the conduit and not myself for that. Okay, so we're almost there. Okay, so theoretically, I should have some fertilizer, and we do see some fertilizer in there, so that's fantastic. Let me grab some. What I'm gonna do real fast is I'm gonna tidy this up. I'm gonna grab some stone and some facades, and just tidy all of the holes I just made up, and then I'm gonna be right back. And here we are, everything's all tidied up. The next thing I need to do is I actually need to get apatite ore into this chest here. So for that, I'm actually gonna have to run back to my main base, and I'm gonna have to set up a little export bus. This shouldn't take too long. I'm gonna go in here. Whoa, a little bit of stutter there. Anyways. Let's see here. Since this cable's not used right here, this blue one, what I think I'm going to do is just get a blue cable, just one, and I'm just going to hook up right off of that. We're going to do an export bus with some speed up or some acceleration cards, of course, to make this a little bit quicker. And then some apatite ore here. So this can be... is that black? That is black. So what I can do is I can actually set this up right here. Put the export bus on top. Acceleration cards, apatite, and that should hook up relatively quickly. And as we see, some of the apatite is being stolen out by the other chest to go into the pulverizer. So that's nice. And apparently that's already, well, the export bus is already working. It says it's not connected, but it is working, obviously. So that's fantastic. So let's get rid of this. Let's go back and make sure everything is hunky-dory over there. And then we can work on the furnaces, because as I stated in the first episode here, I'm doing this to get charcoal. And that's because I don't have a source of charcoal. In fact, I might only have something like 279 charcoal. And charcoal is nice to have. You can make, I want to say like steel with it. The charcoal dust anyways. Torches, obviously. There are plenty of things you can do with charcoal. Graphite ingots, that's another really useful thing to be able to make. Anyways, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a bunch of furnaces down here. So let's get started with that. I will be using the redstone furnaces from thermal expansion. I'm going to grab a couple stacks, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to place them kind of back to back here. And what I mean by that is I'm going to place them, one of them is going to have their back like this, and then this one right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make a line of redstone furnaces almost all the way down. I think I'm going to stop right here and right here. And I can go ahead and do this off camera. It'll take just a minute. And once I have all of the redstone furnaces laid down, I will be right back. Now I have a bunch of redstone furnaces here, and I need to do several things before I can actually get these things functional. First of all, I would like to speed them up, so I'm going to grab some conversion kits here. And actually, let's just get rid of a bunch of crap from my inventory real fast. And then also, I need some augments to speed them up. So I think we need something like 6 or 7 stacks. So what I'm going to do with all of these, and I can do most of this off camera, is I'm going to upgrade them to resonance using the conversion kit. I'm going to throw in 4 auxiliary reception coils to speed them up. They will be able to all use 300 RF per tick versus the 20 RF per tick of the basic redstone furnaces. And then I'm going to set up the, let's see, how do I want to do this actually? I'm not 100% sure. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the input on top and then the output on the rear. Yes. So all of them will be set up like this. They will have 4 auxiliary reception coils, and I'm going to do that for all of these machines, and I can do that off camera. That's going to take quite a while, and once I have all of that done, I will be right back. Alrighty, now that I have all of my redstone furnaces configured, I actually need to get items in and out, and I need to get energy into the redstone furnaces. First off, let's concentrate on getting items in, and what I can do there is I'm going to be using item conduit. Before I actually hook these up, I need to look at what exactly color I need to use. Now, right here is my logs. I need to use purple. What I'm going to do to get a little more throughput here is I'm actually going to hook this up twice. I'm going to grab a wrench and I'm going to wrench that away. And I'm going to set this to be extract on purple as well. And I'm going to get some more speed upgrades. 15 should do nicely. And how I'm going to do this is I'm going to add speed upgrades here. And by having 2 extract points, I will just get a little more throughput. I'm not sure if I'm going to need it or not, but I kind of figure I should set that up just in case. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to put up a bunch of item conduit around here. And I actually have an access point right here, which is nice. What I can do is we can run this. And that should do nicely. Let's actually get rid of this. And let's actually do this as well. And you know what, I'm gonna have to wrench a bunch of those, so I should probably just wait until I get to the end to do that. Anyways, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run some item conduit to all of these things, and I just need to set them up to be insert on purple and not extract at all. I should see some larch wood go into here, and I'm gonna do that for all of the machines. I can do that off camera. It's gonna take a little while once again to do that, and once I have all of that done, I will be right back. Now I have all of my item conduits configured so that the mundane larchwood is going into all of these redstone furnaces here. Now I need to actually get a system to get the items out. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, first off, I'm going to grab some item duct here. And I'm also going to grab 2 more ender chests. So what I'm going to do with these ender chests is I'm going to make them actually slightly different than the ones before. These are going to be green, green, black, I think, is what I'm going to go with. So let's grab some dye. I'm going to need 4 greens and 2 blacks. And I'm doing it differently. And actually, I'm going to use ink sacks as my black dye. This will be the chests. And actually, you know what? I'm going to make 2 of these. Or I'm going to make 1 more. Not 2. I'm going to make 3 total. So let's grab 2 more green and 1 more ink sac. How I'm going to do this is right here I'm going to have an ender chest right here, and then the other one will be on or in my main base, basically to import the items. So green, green, black is what I'm going to be going for here. And just to show that this works. And one of the cool things is if you open up one of them, they all open. So that's kind of cool. As we see here, they are working correctly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some item duct here and I'm going to run it right here. And item ducts are nice in that they can automatically accept items from the outputs of redstone furnaces and other thermal expansion machinery, so I won't need to do anything other than just connect these up, and everything will be hunky-dory. The items will flow directly into them. So that's kind of nice, because messing with the item conduits over here, that takes a little bit of time to set them up correctly. So yeah, it's nice to be able to just hook these up like so. Okay, so this last ender chest right here, I will need to take to my other base, and once again up, through the doors, to the matter transmitter, and okay, so let's set this up right by the other ender chest, and I'm gonna do an import bus, and I most certainly will need some acceleration cards here. I don't need these anymore, so what I'm gonna do is this will be set up right here, import bus will be right here, and then that right there. One more thing I should do before I actually get my system started is I need to set up a black hole unit, or a black hole controller rather, to accept charcoal. So what I'm going to do is right here I'm going to add that. I'm going to grab another black hole unit. If you're not familiar with black hole units and black hole controllers, definitely look into them if you have a lot of individual items. And what did I just do? Oh, I did this. I set this up. That's what I did. So actually what I want to do is I'm going to grab all my charcoal, because I'm going to throw this in here and I'm going to add charcoal. So basically any charcoal that gets accepted into the applied energistic system should make its way to this black hole unit right here through this storage bus. And that should be fantastic. So if we look here, all that charcoal is accessible. Fantastic. So all the charcoal that comes in through here should go to the black hole unit rather than all of the storage drives that I have set up, which is exactly what I want. Okay, so we're almost done with this episode, but last thing I need to do is I need to hook up power. And that should be pretty easy, to be honest. What I need to do is I need to grab some flux duct. And I'm going to use Cryo-Stabilized flux duct. I don't know if I actually need to. Actually, I probably do, especially for this center section here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig under here. And I'm going to run the flux duct under. But first off, I actually need to set this up right here to be an output. Is that right? Oh, no, I'm on the wrong side there. So this needs to be output. That's fantastic. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this flux duct just under here, and it will connect up with all of these guys. So actually, let's just set up one of these real fast. So once I have this set up, we see this lights up because it's getting power, it's running. So before I actually do that, I actually need to tunnel all the way down. And I'm just going to complete one of these legs on camera, and then I can do the rest of it off camera. Okay, so this is the end. We're just going to hook up the flux duct like so. Okay, so, and I need to go the other way as well. Actually, I should probably just do that. Okay, so that is stone. That means we're at the end of the line. Okay, so I actually need to get rid of this one real fast. And just to show that this will work, let's power these on. Look at that. And with, actually I think there's 20 something per line, 20 something redstone furnaces per line. So that's going to be a lot of charcoal. If we take a look at this, we see the charcoal number is jumping rapidly, and that's exactly what we want to see. So what I'm going to do, and I can do this off camera, I'm going to hook up the rest of the redstone furnaces to the Cryo-Stabilized flux duct and this capacitor right here, And then once I have that done, I will be right back. And everything is done. As you can hear, we have charcoal cooking up everywhere, and that is nice. If we take a look in my system, I already have 15,000 charcoal. This is kind of ridiculous. Look at that rate. It's something probably north of 100 per second, which is absolutely insanely ridiculous. But anyways, that should provide me with plenty of charcoal moving forward. So that is pretty fantastic. So one thing I do need to do is I need to restart this tree farm. I'm actually kind of hesitant to do that on camera. I might do that at the very end of the episode, which is actually right now, I guess. So in today's episode, I finished out my tree farm. I know in the past I said I was probably going to use lamps of growth, but I've decided that the tree farm is already so overkill that I don't need to do that, and I'm not going to. It's very unlikely, but in the future I might add that. Anyways, so I actually set up this fertilizer factory right here to feed fertilizer to the farming stations. So that should increase growth rate a little bit over what had been going on. And then in the basement here, I set up this furnace system to make charcoal. And obviously, that system's doing very well, as I've already acquired 31,000 charcoal in the last minute, which is absolutely ridiculous. Anyways, if you liked today's episode, definitely give it a like. If you enjoy watching automation in modded Minecraft, definitely consider subscribing to my channel. Anyways, signing off, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and I will see you next time.